in the east. There's a mist coming in, like something is brewing and about to begin. Can't put my finger on what lies in store, but I feel what's to happen all happened before. A father, a mother, a daughter, a son. The threads of their lives are all raveling undone. But something is needed to twist them as tight as a string you might use when you're flying a kite. Chim chimney, chim chim, chari chim charu.
Come on, Jake, let's go.
Get back here, you little bias! You've got to do your lesson!
I can't do our lessons by flying a kite.
And you can't make us. You're only our nanny.
Bert?
Morning, Mrs. Lark. How's little Willoughby today?
Very well, thank you, Bert. Willoughby?
The beauteous Miss Lark I spy on the horizon.
Oh, Admiral. Willoughby?
Morning, Admiral. How's it looking?
Dark clouds gather in number 17. Stormborn is overdue.
Of all London's byways where I doff my cap, this one's the hardest to find on a map. Cherry Tree Lane, as sweet as a song, but the nannies who come here, they don't stay for long. Chim chimney, chim chim, chari chim charu.
Crazy Nana! Those little beasts have run away from me for the last time! Well, who gets stuck with the children with no nanny in the house? Me, that's who! I've said my say, you squirrel, and that's all I'll say. I'm done with this house forever! Well, good riddance then, and mind you don't stumble on your way out!
Katie Nana, where are you going? Oh my goodness.
Katie Nana's gone, and is it any wonder? Driven, half demented by your children's pranks.
Do you really think I made another blunder? What on earth am I to say to Mr. Banks? George, dear, I'm feeling so bereft, dear. Another nanny's left, dear. Every nanny goes, we're unlucky, I suppose.
We are never going to find the perfect nanny.
Nonsense! Precision and order. That's all that I ask. The running of a household, a straightforward task. The children, the servants, are all your domain, whilst I remain the sovereign of Cherry Tree Lane. Quote! The truth is, you've engaged 6 nannies in the last 4 months, and they all have been unqualified disasters. A nanny should govern, a nanny should rule. A nanny is a paragon who suffers no fool. A nanny's a stalwart our children would gain by having such a nanny in Cherry Tree Lane.
Of course,
So take control of situations. Show your authority when interviewing staff. You know your role, they know their stations. Sufficiency and forethought cut the jobs in half. Briefcase!
Always thought Katie Nana would be firm with the children. She always looks so cross.
Winifred, never confuse efficiency with deliberate complaint. Umbrella!
If only we could find someone like your old nanny.
I'm afraid that's not realistic, my dear. Very few women alive can manage Miss Andrews' standards of efficiency. Besides, we can never afford someone of her caliber.
Precision and order,
That
he wants
wants
nothing
nothing
less.
less. It's like an army barracks.
Yes, and we're in the mess.
No wonder the nannies
are driven insane. We're living in a madhouse in Cherry Tree Lane.
Now, Winifred, if you do want to please me,
You know I do, George.
very well. Then place an advertisement in the Times stating that Jane and Michael Banks require the best possible nanny at the lowest possible wage.
We better give them ours before they make another mistake.
And also, I would stress that
Father, what's that you're holding, dear?
We've written our own advertisement.
what? On,
I think we should hear it.
Wanted. A nanny for 2 adorable children.
Adorable. That's debatable, I must say.
If you want this choice position, have a cheery disposition, rosy cheeks, no warts.
That's the part I put in.
Play games, all sorts. You must be kind, you must be witty, very sweet and fairly pretty.
Well, all of them
George,
ridiculous.
please.
Take us on outings, give us treats.
Sing songs, bring sweets, never be cross or cruel, never feed us castor oil or gruel,
Love us as a son and daughter.
and never smell of barley water. I put that bit in too.
If you won't scold and dominate us, we will never give you cause to hate us. We won't hide your spectacles so you can't see.
Put toads in your bed or pepper in your tea.
Hurry, Nanny, many thanks sincerely. Jane
And Michael
Banks.
That is quite enough Tommy Rots for one day. Now, go upstairs and let me get to work.
They were only trying to help.
It won't help anyone to make me late. Where's my hat?
George, dear, I thought you put it down here.
What?
I'm sure a bowler hat can simply disappear.
Do you think they'll find a nanny
there it is.
who doesn't run away?
He's brushed it with boot polish.
Precision and order, that's all that I ask. The running of a household, a straightforward task. The children, the servants,
Are all your domain. Whilst I remain the sovereign. Mind you use the day well.
You remain the sovereign.
I shall be home at 6 o'clock sharp.
he remains sovereign.
A cherry tree lane.
Good morning.
Yes?
I've come in answer to the advertisement.
What advertisement? We haven't placed an advertisement yet.
George and Winifred Banks live here, do they not?
Mr. and Mrs. Banks do live here.
And you are looking for a nanny?
Well, I suppose that we...
Very well, then. Now let's see. It's somewhere. Would you be a dear?
All right.
Thank you. Okay, now let's see. Play games, all sorts, which I most certainly can. Take us on outings, give us treats.
Michael, that's our advertisement.
Rosy cheeks and fairly pretty. There's no objection on that score, I hope.
None at all.
I'm glad to hear it.
Take it away, Mrs. Banks. She manages all that side of things. Nothing domestic has anything to do with me. And don't forget the references.
I make it a rule never to give references.
But I thought it was usual.
A very old-fashioned idea to my mind. The best people never require them now.
Oh, I see. Well, you'll have every third Thursday off from 5 until 9.
The best people give every second Wednesday off from 6 until late. And that is what I shall take, ma'am.
It's all settled then.
As long as I'm satisfied, I'll see the children now, thank you.
Of course, you'll find that they're very lovely children.
Jane, don't stare and close your mouth, Michael. We are not codfish. Come along, children, best foot forward.
Mrs. Brill, we found a new nanny.
So she passed her interview?
Or I did.
Very tidy, I must say. And who's responsible for that?
Mrs. Brill.
I am. I like to keep things neat.
Do you indeed? Well, if there's one thing I appreciate, it's a child whose word I can depend on. Who's she when she's at home?
That's Valentine. She's mine.
Treat her like that?
She's just a doll, and I don't want to play with her right now.
Treat her like that, and she might not want to play with you. First things first. I always say the proper place to hang a hat is on a hat stand.
But there's nothing in it.
We better keep an eye on this one. She's tricky.
Mary Poppins, how could she know what we wanted in a nanny when we made our list?
Your list. Not an item in the weekly shop, thank you very much.
Then, how did you come? It was as if the wind just blew you here.
It did. Stand over there. Let me see. A noisy, mischievous, troublesome little boy.
You're making that up. A noisy Hey!
Now you. Thoughtless, short-tempered, and untidy.
I don't believe you. Let me see.
By the time the wind has blown, the weather ain't around, I'll show you if I can. No matter what the circumstance, for one thing I'm renowned. My character is spit, spot, spick, and span. I'm practically perfect in every way.
Practically perfect.
So people say each virtue virtually knows no bound. Each trait is great and patently sound. I'm practically perfect from head to toe. If I had a fault, it would never dare to show. I'm so practically perfect in every way. Both prim and proper and never too stern. Well educated yet willing to learn. I'm clean and honest, my manner refined. And I wear shoes of the sensible kind. I suffer no nonsense, and whilst I remain, there's nothing else I feel I need explain. I'm practically perfect in every way. Practically perfect, that's my forte. Uncanny nannies are hard to find. Unique yet unique, unspeakably kind. I'm practically perfect, not slightly soiled. Running like an engine that's just been freshly oiled. I'm so practically perfect in every way. Those are my credentials. Perhaps you have a few questions?
Not temperamental.
Never.
Not grouchy or gruff.
Very thought.
Will you stay tender when the going gets tough?
Quite the contrary.
Do you read stories without a big fuss?
Or have objections to playing with us?
Oh, I like games, but I choose them.
But that's not fair!
Some minor improvements may not go amiss, but at all times you must remember this.
You're practically perfect in every way.
I
practically perfect. We'll stay.
No flies on me. Each virtue virtually knows no bound. Each trait is great
And patently sound.
patently sound. Spit spot. Jane, clean up your toys. Michael.
But that's not fair.
I didn't say I was fair. I said I'm practically perfect, and here's my aim. By the time I leave here, you both will be the same. You'll be practically perfect.
Practically perfect.
You will be practically perfect in every way.
Chim chimney chim chim charoo. I does what I likes and I likes what I do. Today I'm a screever, and as you can see, a screever's an artist of highest degree. And it's all my own work from my memory.
Oh, Lummy, not these again.
Oh, come on, Mr. Parkkeeper. It's just my pictures like it always is. No harm in them.
I'll be the judge of that. This is my park, and I say you're interfering with public railing. I want these removed this... just you watch it. That's it. Just you watch it.
Stay right where you are. I know that silhouette anywhere. Mary Poppins.
It's good to see you, Bert.
I do say you look swell.
How can he know you? He can't know you. You've only just arrived.
I wasn't born 1 minute before I walked into your house, Michael Banks. Have you met these two, Bert?
Yeah, I've seen them running around, chasing a kite.
It isn't a real kite.
Well, what are you doing here?
Mary Poppins says it's a game. It's called A Walk in the Park.
Some game. I'd rather eat spinach.
Come on, Bert, you're due for a break, and the next time we met, you promised you'd take me out. Unless you've forgotten.
Of course I ain't married, but...
Oh. Is that all you've got? Never mind, my treat, and no one's charging for the trees and the skies, are they?
Mary Poppins, is he really coming with us?
Why shouldn't he?
Well, to start with, he's very dirty, isn't he? Father would never approve.
What's that?
You can't come with us. You're too dirty, and we don't want to go to the stinky park anyway.
Oh, yes, you do. Because when you go on a walk with Mary Poppins, you go to places you've never imagined. And when she says it's a game, she's got something in mind, I can tell you that.
That's a picture of the park, isn't it?
No, it's not. Not our park, anyway. Look, the trees are a much brighter green, and the sky is a quite different shade of blue.
I find it's just the way that I've drawn it. All that it takes is a spark. Then something as plain as a park becomes a wonderland. All you have to do is look anew. then you'll understand why it's a jolly holiday with Mary. Mary makes your heart so light.
Oh, really?
When the day is gray and ordinary, Mary makes the sun shine bright.
You do talk nonsense, Bert.
Happiness is blooming all around her. The daffodils are smiling at the dove. When Mary holds your hand, you feel so grand. Your heart starts beating like a big brass band.
You've enough brass for all of us.
Oh, it's a jolly holiday with Mary. No wonder why it's Mary that we love. Come along, you two.
Boring, just like other nannies thinking parks are good for us. It's just statues, ducks, and grannies. I don't understand all the fuss. Is she doing it to spite us? We could use a girl. Perhaps it's all a plot.
I'll tell you what, she seems so different,
But I bet she's not. There is nothing to excite us in the park. What was that?
You cried wrong, you know. Who are you? I'm Nilius. Surely you know that. You sat beneath me often enough. I waited half a century to take a walk on a sunny day like this.
Ain't it a glorious day, bright as the morning in May.
I feel like I could fly.
Have you ever seen the grass so green or a bluer sky?
Oh, it's a jolly holiday with Mary. Nothing's ever said.
Morning.
I do say, Mary, you look tip-top if I may say so.
Thank you, Bert.
Each man out with his dog will stand agog. Will stand to see you start to take a gentle jog. Oh, it's jolly holiday with Mary. And that it's Mary that we love.
It's a jolly holiday with you, Bert. Gentlemen like you are few. Though you're just a diamond in the rough, Bert, underneath your blood is blue. You'd never think of pressing your advantage. Forbearance is the hallmark of your breed. Lady needn't fear when you are near. Your sweet gentility is crystal clear. Oh, it's a jolly holiday with you, Bert.
A jolly, jolly holiday with you.
just heaven.
Yes, but how?
Mary Poppins, of course. How do you know Mary Poppins? She's an old friend of my father's. Your father's? You can't have a father. You're a statue. Well, if that's true, why do I miss him so much?
Isn't he one of the other statues?
No, he lives far away from here.
Do you really miss him?
Wouldn't you miss your father if you hardly ever saw him? I'll have to think about that.
That's what it was!
What?
The plate is half empty, the statues are missing!
Do you mean you've lost your marbles?
This is your fault! I knew we would have trouble when you first arrived! Now we got a statue move! What? Oh, Lummy!
Will you play with us again?
Of course I will. I'm not going anywhere.
Then we'll see you soon. Goodbye, Nelius.
Bye.
Nelius must be so lonely. Could his father ever come to stay?
Anything can happen if you let it.
How long will you stay?
We'll see.
You won't leave us, will you, Mary Poppins?
I'll stay until the wind changes. Now run along in, it's getting cold.
Good night, Jane. Good night, Michael. Good night, Mary.
Good night, Bert.
Jane and Michael would like to say goodnight.
Tell them you've given me the message.
George, please.
Well?
Oh, Father, we
Oh, Daddy, we've had a fantastic day. We sang with a busker, danced with a statue, and met Queen Victoria. You wouldn't have approved, but...
If you know that, then why did you do it?
Daddy, could I have a kite? A proper one.
I don't know. Could you fly it?
You could always teach me.
Now, when would I have the time to do that?
Daddy, who is the father of Nelius?
Will you please just go upstairs? Good night.
Poor Michael. All he cares about is flying kites and his beloved astronomy, of course.
I used to love astronomy at his age. Until my nanny, Miss Andrews, soon beat it out of me.
I do suppose we need a nanny, George. It's out of the question to do without one.
Don't be absurd. Of course we need a nanny. All of the best people have nannies, so the wives can do charity work and entertain. Which reminds me, how's your tea party coming along?
I'm not so sure. It just seems so odd to send out invitations to people I hardly know.
But they're people you should know. Remember? By your friends shall ye be judged.
But that's the thing. They aren't my friends. Actually, I heard from Clemmy Bunting today. She said she's rehearsing for a new play, and I thought I might
How many
ask-
times must I tell you? I wish you to sever all connection with that part of your life.
George, I was an actress. A lot of people might find that interesting, though you always talk as if I should be ashamed of it.
Well, it's not exactly something to be proud of. Winifred, I'm only thinking of you. I just want people to admire you and to respect you.
I know, but it's hard.
It is not hard. It is your job to be Mrs. Banks.
And what is your job?
To pay for everything. What is it?
I was only gonna kiss you.
Oh. All right. Are you going to ask Mary Poppins about this afternoon?
I don't think so.
Very well. But just make sure she's doing things our way and not hers. What good are rules if you can bend them? We need a nanny who is disciplined and stern. With boys and girls, you don't befriend them. I'm afraid that Mary Poppins has a lot to learn.
Being Mrs. Banks should be an easy role, and yet it's one which I don't seem too good at on the whole. I have a comfy home, I have a simple life, I have a name which tells the world I'm someone else's wife. Being Mrs. Banks, what does that entail? Facing tests of character, I always seem to fail. And as for his best people, I'd like to say no thanks. They're not exactly my idea of being Mrs. Banks.
I still feel as if I'm dreaming.
So much fun in just one day.
With Mary, hold your hand. You feel so grand. Your heart starts beating like a big brass band. I'm sure Nelius is beaming.
Let's hope she will stay.
Good night, Nelius.
Let's hope
she will
Precision and order.
Winds do change, tides can turn, sink or swim, see what you learn. Me, I was told when I was small, just learn a trade, so I learned them all. Chim chimney, chim chim cheree.
Today, I see.
Gotta keep 'em ship shape, Admiral.
Tell me, how are things aboard number 17? All plain sailing with Mary Poppins, I trust.
There's rough weather on every voyage, Admiral.
Ah, Miss Lark, what those children need is a touch of the cat and a night on the yardarm.
What those children need, Admiral, is a touch of happiness. Willoughby!
Mrs. Brill, don't make the sandwiches too early. They'll get stale before the guests arrive.
Everything is under control, ma'am.
What about the cake?
Cooling on the tray, waiting to be iced.
And you're quite sure you know how to ice it?
I'm quite sure, ma'am. And in case you're worried, I have not been exchanged by the fairies for a total nincompoop!
No.
No.
I guess I'll just go up and check the drawing room then.
My God.
I'd like to be helpful.
And I would like to be rich, but the good Lord thought otherwise.
Mother wants you in the drawing room.
Well, she can't have me. I have enough on my plate as it is.
She says you can tell Roberts and I what to do.
Does she indeed? Well, why don't I go have a smoke by the gasworks for good measure?
Honestly, Miss Brill, I don't mind.
All right. I will give you one task, and one task only. And so help me, if you mess this up, I'll swing for you and sing as they pull the lever.
What is it?
Put the icing tools next to the cake, and I'll need a bowl of hot water to warm them. I will make the icing as soon as I am back.
Icing tools? Cake? Bowl for the hot water? I'll make the icing as soon as I'm back.
Great job. Now, do you think you can manage all of that?
Is that all?
For you, yes. For me, no. Once the cake's done, I have the sandwiches next. Because Madam wants them fresh, which means I can't start them until there's no time to finish them. I swear a traitor in the tower was on pleasure cruise compared to my life in this house.
Why don't just stand there, Roberts and I?
Right. Yes.
What are you looking for?
A bowl for the water.
Michael, why don't we make the icing?
Because we don't know how.
Don't be so feeble. Get the eggs. If Miss Brill can do it, it can't be that hard.
Are there eggs in icing?
There are in mine.
I don't think Miss Brill will thank you.
Then she will be guilty of great ingratitude.
Is it supposed to look like that?
It doesn't look like that when Miss Brill does it.
Don't be impertinent and get me the cake.
Right, no. I was only trying to be helpful. On it. Ow, my hand! Ow! Oh, my hand! Oh! Oh! Ow, my hand! Oh, my gosh, my... Oh!
Mrs. Brill, go up and get ready now.
What have you done? Oh my gosh. Roberts and I! Oh, Roberts and I, should I call a doctor? Are you okay? Wake up. Oh my God. How can you be so unkind when you know how important my party is to me? You deserve some very nasty medicine. Just wait till bedtime.
I don't think we should wait till then, ma'am. Why not go up and get changed? We'll clear up, won't we?
I'm not sick. I won't take any medicine, and you can't make me.
In that, as in so many things, your information is faulty. Open.
But it's strawberry ice.
Now, Hugh,
I'm not sure I like strawberry ice.
I'm not sure I care.
Lime cordial.
Let's be off, children. Michael, I know you like to keep things neat. Jane,
Can't Roberts and I do it when he wakes up? He is a servant.
with that attitude, you'll get through lots of stats before you're very old. Besides, in every job that must be done, there is an element of fun. You find the fun and snap. The job's a game, and every task you undertake becomes a piece of cake, a lark, a spring. It's very clear to see that a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. Go down, medicine, go down. Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down in a most delightful way. My point exactly. The honeybees that fetch the nectar from the flowers to their comb never tire of ever buzzing to and fro, because they take a little nip from every flower that they sip, and hence they find their task is not a grind. Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. The medicine go down. Medicine go down. Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down in the most delightful way. Spit spot. Jane, I want cups on saucers. Is this how you usually do it? Rum punch, my favorite.
Mary Poppins, you're a miracle worker. How on earth did you get them to do it?
Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down.
The medicine?
Go down, medicine, go down.
Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down in the most delightful way.
So, just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down.
The medicine go down.
Medicine go down.
Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down in the most delightful way. Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. The medicine go down. Medicine go down. Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down in the most delightful way. In the most delightful way.
We'll be off now, ma'am. Come along, children.
Excuse me, ma'am. Well, these arrived this morning, but Roberts and I forgot to give them to you. They're apologies, ma'am, from your guests. They're not coming. None of them are.
Do you think I chose the wrong day?
Ma'am, I think you chose the wrong people.
In the most delightful way.
A visit to the bank.
That's not a game. Did Daddy agree? And if he did, you must have put the idea into his head somehow.
What an impertinent thing to say. Me, putting ideas into other people's heads. Really?
Precision and order, cogs in a wheel. Opening a ledger, closing a deal. Prudent investments, financial sense. Perfect grand sunshine, house chilies and pets.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman.
Good morning. A man has dreams of power and position, and it's our job to back them to the hilt. For shrewd investment and advice, they pay our price. The bedrock on which banks are built. Banks! A word! I see Avon hustlers coming in again today. Have you made your decision?
I believe so, sir.
Good, good. Be sure it's the right one.
In every transaction, credit or debt, sheaves are all well balanced. Targets are met.
Air banks. What objections can you have? My security is more than adequate, and Latin America is an expanding market. What is the matter? Have you no courage?
But Mr. Von Hustler, what I haven't been able to grasp is what exactly is your final product?
What do you think? Money, of course.
Yes, money. But is making money out of money enough?
Are you man enough to be a banker? A man has dreams of building an empire to make his name in many distant lands. And in the new world, I'm told, we'll soon strike both our hands.
Assessing the market, limit the risk. Little room for error. Business is brisk, 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 brisk.
Have you come to decision, Mr. Banks? There's a ton of good people whose future depend on you.
I know that.
Give us a chance. You won't regret it. The fact that we're running in weeks and expanding before the year's out. Please, Mr. Banks, I give it everything I got. Believe me.
I do believe you, Mr. Northbrook. And I've tried to find a way, but there is just not the collateral.
What about my workforce? Decent women will have a better life. That's my collateral. My men have dreams to earn an honest living, a wife and kids, a home to call their own. If you invest in us today, we'll pave the way. I promise to repay the loan.
I'm sorry, Mr. Northbrook, but
Hello, Daddy!
what are you doing here? Can't you see that I am busy?
No, we're done. No man should be too busy for his own children. What have you come for, young man? Have you come for money as well?
Hardly. What would they need money for?
Well, it's never too early to know its value.
I know the value of this. 6 pence.
No, that's what it's worth. Its value is how you spend it. Do good, and you may have good luck.
And what do you say to Mr. Northbrook?
Thank you.
I'll wait outside.
What is the meaning of this? Really, Mary Poppins, I am not without a sense of humor.
Aren't you, Daddy?
Certainly not. But when I was a little boy, I would have never dared interrupt my father.
Were you ever a little boy?
Of course I was. But my nanny, Miss Andrew, kept me out of my father's way because he'd been very mad if she hadn't.
Didn't they mind?
Mind? They were glad to be rid of me.
What about your mother?
I shouldn't think I saw either of them once a week.
Then who kissed you goodnight, Miss Andrews?
Certainly not. There was no time for hugs and kisses and all that soppy nonsense. What's the matter?
Poor Daddy.
Poor? Poor? What do you mean, poor? That is what made me the man I am today. Eh, Mary Poppins?
Yes, I'm afraid it did.
Well, that's enough. You've seen where I work, and now I've got a great deal to do.
Daddy, when you invest in the bank's money, what are you looking for? A good man or a good idea?
I suppose I should say a good idea, but a great man is much rarer and much more valuable.
Come along, children.
Mr. Von Hustler, I considered your arguments, but I'm afraid my answer is no.
So I see you don't recognize a good deal.
Perhaps not, but I recognize a good man when I see one.
You will regret this, Air Banks.
A man has dreams that life isn't broken. A man with hopes, ambitions to fulfill. A man you're certain at first glance deserves a chance. Mr. Northbrook, when exactly could the factory open?
Thank you, sir. You won't regret it.
The birds, tuppence a bag, tuppence, tuppence, tuppence a bag.
There's that horrible old woman.
Don't point, and for your information, she is not in the least horrible.
But she's just a bundle of rags.
When will you learn to look past what you see? Early each day to the steps of St. Paul's, the little old bird woman comes. In her own special way to the people she calls.
Come buy my bags full of crumbs. Come feed the little birds, show them you care, and you'll be glad if you do. Their young ones are hungry, their
takes is tuppence from you. The birds, tuppence a bag, tuppence, tuppence, tuppence a bag.
Birds, that's what she cries, while overhead her birds fill the skies.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna give her my sixpence.
What a waste!
That is a matter of opinion. Save your sixpence. One bag, please. All around the cathedral, the saints and apostles look down as she sells her wares. Although you can't see them, you know they are smiling each time someone shows that he cares. Her words are simple and few. Listen, listen, she's calling to you.
Feed the birds, tuppence a bag, tuppence, tuppence, tuppence a bag.
All gone.
Tuppence, tuppence, tuppence a
Oh, well, you don't say. Well, here she is right now.
Isn't that Miss Lark's dog, Willoughby?
Don't interrupt when somebody is barking. As you were saying. Did she? Well, if she keeps running off like that, perhaps it's best if you kept her on a lead. Oh, look. Here she comes now.
Willoughby! 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 Oh, there you are. It's okay. Mommy's here. It's almost as if he could talk.
Bert, can Willoughby really talk?
Of course he can. Getting him to stop is the problem.
How does one learn to talk a dog?
How do you think? Master the grammar
Practice when you can.
and avoid mongrels.
Far too much slang.
Now let's go. I can't stand here all day talking shop.
Talking shop. What a silly expression.
There's nothing silly about it in the least.
What do you buy in a talking shop?
Conversations, of course.
Well, I've never seen a talking shop.
There's only one, and it belongs to Mrs. Corey.
Who's Mrs. Corey?
Who's Mrs. Corey? Mrs. Corey is older than anyone in the entire world. She talked to William before he went conquering, to Alexander when he weren't so great, to Vlad before he went impaling.
We'll have to stop at her shop in the park.
There's no shop in the park.
Remember, anything can happen if you let it. Good day to you, Mrs. Corey.
Well, well, well! If it isn't Mary Poppins with Jane and Michael Banks.
How do you know our names?
Oh, and how is poor little Georgie?
Who?
Georgie Banks? Your father? He used to give his name to the slip and come into my shop here in secret.
It can't have been the same George Banks. That would have been 40 years ago, and no one can remember that far back.
Listen, dearie. I remember everything. I remember Georgie used to love my gingerbread. I wonder if we have any left today. Annie, Franny, look lively.
Yes, Mother.
There you are. Gingerbread pieces with gingerbread stars. Georgie always saved his stars. Now, Mary Poppins, what can I do for you?
Well, I did want to buy an ounce of conversations.
I'm out of conversations and right out of words, too. You see, I've had a lot of chatter boxes in the shop here today. But I'll see what we can do. Ooh, I do have some letters and a little bit of back chat. And else you say?
Yes.
That'll be 15 letters. Go on, take your pick.
Jane, you can choose first.
I've got a D, G, R, U, C, L, and I.
They're no good. You can't make a conversation out of those.
Michael, 7 more.
I have an A, F, S, E, T, O, and P.
And I'll choose. I'll choose an X. Now, what words can we make?
Well, I see dog and cat.
Rudiplex! That's 9.
Ooh, Lapido Furus. That's
Remember,
11.
we can always make multiple words with the same letters. Let me see. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
That's not a word.
Of course it's a word, and unless I'm mistaken, it's going to prove a rather useful one. When trying to express oneself, it's frankly quite absurd to leap through lengthy lexicons to find the perfect word. A little spontaneity keeps conversation keen. You need to find a way to say precisely what you mean. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious. If you say it loud enough, you'll always sound precocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
It doesn't mean anything.
It can mean exactly what you want it to. When Stonehenge men were chatting, simply grunting would suffice.
If they heard this word, they might have used it once or twice.
I'm sure Egyptian pharaohs would have grasped it in a jiff. Then every single pyramid would bear this hieroglyph. Oh, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Say it and wild animals will not seem so ferocious.
At some further flourishes, it's so precocious.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Druids could have carved it on their mighty monoliths.
The ancient Greeks, I'm certain, would have used it in their myths.
I'm sure the Roman Empire only entered the abyss because those Latin scholars never had a word like this.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
If you say it softly, the effect can be hypnosis.
Check your breath before you speak in case it's halitosis.
Back! Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Of course, you can always say it backwards, which is sudai esipgidigar filacrepus.
She may be tricky, but she's bloody good.
So when the cat has got your tongue, there's no need for dismay. Just summon up this word and then you've got a lot to say.
Pick out those 18 consonants at 16 vowels as well. Put them in an order which is very hard to spell.
S-U-P-E
smarty pants. Here we go.
Even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious, if you say it loud enough, you'll always supercalifragilistic.
Socially-exballistic.
Supercalifragilistic.
The winds may blow, but who's to know exactly what it's bringing? Good news or bad, happy or sad, the pendulum keeps swinging.
Just steps right there and stand back. You are never to go near this face, nor anyone else but myself either. This is an heirloom.
Heirloom.
Yes, and while I do this, stay totally immobile.
Immobile.
Do not move a muscle.
Muscle.
Do not breathe. Do you hear me?
Ugh, I might as well be dead.
Don't you dare give me ideas. Pick it up. Hurry, Robinson, pick it up.
It's played, a change is made, but still the road is long. And though they might get fly a kite, sometimes the wind's too strong.
George, what's happened? Are you ill?
No. Should I be?
Of course not. Only why on earth are you home so early? Is everything all right?
No. No, everything's all wrong.
What is it, my dear?
I refused some German chap alone, and it seems they went to our chief rivals. They gave him the money, and now it's turned into a gold mine.
Well, they can't expect you to get it right every time.
Can't they? That's exactly what they expect.
Even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious. If you say it loud
That is more than loud enough. Go to your room.
But we were just...
I don't care what you were just. Upstairs, now. Where's my briefcase? I just put it right here. Michael? Jane? Will you give it to me? Must I put up with this behavior? You're their mother. Why can't you do something?
I could try not shouting for a start.
Mary Poppins, you are here to teach the children manners, and just look at them. They turned into a little pair of savages. If I had it my way,
George!
You would be out of this.
George, you're tired. Mary Poppins, don't bring the children down tonight. Mr. Banks is quite exhausted. Perhaps you could keep him occupied?
I hope you haven't forgotten, ma'am, but tonight's my evening out.
What?
Oh, my goodness, I had. I suppose the best people wouldn't ask you to change your plans?
No, ma'am, they wouldn't.
I thought not.
That's not fair. Daddy loses his temper and we're shut up in the nursery. Daddy is mean and rotten and I hate him!
I will not have you criticize your father.
Why not? He criticizes you. Last week he said you were neither use nor ornament.
How dare you?
I heard him say it, and so did you.
Sometimes people say things they don't mean. Mary Poppins, please take the children. George?
What is it now?
Thought you might want to talk about it.
What would be the point?
Perhaps I could help?
Don't be ridiculous.
George, I'm serious. If you have problems, I'd like to share them.
Don't worry. You will. The fact is, I've been suspended without a salary until they decide what to do with me.
Twists and turns, ups and downs. One moment smiles, one moment frowns. But bad-tempered faces had better change quick. 'Cause if the wind changes, the face might just stick. Chim chimney, chim chim, chori chim charoo.
It's not fair. You're going out and we get left on our own.
You've plenty of toys to play with.
I don't want to. They're boring.
They might say the same thing about you.
Why does Daddy get so cross?
Fathers are supposed to look after their children, not yell at them all the time.
Maybe, but have you ever asked yourselves who looks after the fathers when things go wrong?
The mothers, I suppose.
Not the children?
Wouldn't that be rather upside down?
Some families are upside down. For a while, anyway.
I don't want to be an upside down family. I wish I could run away.
Why don't you? Somebody might adopt you.
But you'd miss me.
No, I wouldn't. I could have all your toys.
No, you could not.
Yes, I could, and I jolly well would.
Give that to me. Now look what you've done.
Poor Valentine. There's no way to treat her. In bed at once.
But we haven't had our milk.
There'll be no butts and no milk either. If you can't be good, you may as well be sorry.
Well, I won't go to bed, and you can't make me.
And that, as in so many things,
Your information
is faulty. Why not go in and make yourself presentable? Playing the game, taking your turn. Some children lose, some children learn. Treat the toys nicely and maybe they'll treat you the same. Playing the game. Are you feeling any better, Valentine?
Much better. Thank you.
Tempers are frayed, tempers are lost. Nobody stops to think of the cost.
But they tore my arm again.
Oh dear. Children who lose their temper will lose everything else in the end.
They're not playing the game, not playing fair, not with the doll, not with the bear. They're all on the floor and neglected, and they were to blame. Playing the game. Oh, Mary Poppins, please tell them.
Why don't you tell them?
What's going on? What happened to all the toys?
Make them get small and get back in their box.
Why? You've hurt them and called them names? Now it's their turn. Some in the toys. Now is the time to tell of your woes, to tell of their crime. Come one, come all, enter the fray. They need to hear what you have to say.
Those girls and boys who treat us this way don't deserve fun. So why should we stay? They stamp and shout. They stamp and shout. Create such a fuss. They need to learn the value of us.
Well,
You think you know everything.
I couldn't agree more. Jane?
There are toys, and we'll do what we like with them. So there.
So there indeed. Playing the game, having a ball. Those who won't play shan't play at all. When we meet again, to play the game. Is that you, Bert?
Up where the smoke is all billowed and curled, between pavement and stars is a chimney sweep's world, where there's hardly no day and hardly no night. There's things half in shadow and half ways in light. On the rooftops of London. Whew, what a sight.
So you're a sweep now, are you?
Best view in the world, eh? And who gets to see it? The birds, the stars, and the chimney sweeps. Nothing to beat it, eh? Now that the ladder of life has been strung, You may think a sweep's on the bottommost rung, though I spends me time in the ashes and smoke. In this whole wide world, there's no happier bloke. Chim chimney, chim cheree. A sweep is as lucky can be. Chim chimney, chim cheroo.
Good luck will rub off when he shakes hands with you.
Or blow me a kiss,
Bert!
and that's lucky too. So you're leaving then?
Yes, I'm afraid I am.
But they're good kids, Mary.
Would I be bothering with them if they weren't? But I can't help them if they won't let me, and there's no one so hard to teach as a child who knows everything.
So?
So they have to do this next bit on their own.
Chim chimney, chim cheroo.
You're with the sweet, you're as lucky can be. Goodbye, Bert. Look after them for me.
Chim cheree. When you're with a sweep, you're in glad company. Nowhere is there a more happier crew than them's what sings chim cheree, chim cheroo. Chim chimney, chim cheree, chim.
But she can't have left us.
Oh, yes, she can. And she's taken all our toys.
She's left a note, though. What does it say?
Children? What in the name of heaven are you two doing over here? Where is Mary Poppins?
She's gone.
Gone? What do you mean, gone?
Mrs. Brill, what does au revoir mean?
Why?
Well, because that's what she's written in this note. Dear Jane and Michael, keep playing the games. Au revoir, Mary Poppins.
Well, it's French, I know that. Does it mean God bless you? How are you? Good luck. Never mind, I remember now. Till we meet again. Now come away from the window before you catch your death.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will now be taking a 10-minute intermission. For your convenience, our portable restrooms are open as well as the restrooms in the hallway.
Morning, Admiral. Lovely weather.
Mrs. Brill, is the nursery tidy?
As tidy as I can make it, ma'am.
If only you knew how hard it was to track her down.
Really, ma'am? Fancy that. To go through nannies for a flippin' pastime. Now when one returns, they make this fearful fuss. I never liked her much when she was here the last time.
She makes life easier for the both of us.
Mrs. Brill, it is her, isn't it?
Well, I don't know who else.
Why is it such a secret? Do you think that she's returned to get things back the way they were?
The note says, till we meet again. I just know it must be her.
Oh my goodness, she'll be here any moment. Now, where is George? George, dear, you're gonna be surprised.
Would have heard you know very well that I hate surprises at the best of times.
Oh no, George, not this one. I do believe you're gonna be proud of me for once. Precision and order, it's perfectly true. Can really make a difference. I found her for you. Clear thinking, sound judgment, and now we'll regain a home you can be proud of in Cherry Tree Lane. Everyone out? I want to find her, everything, find her spit, spot, spick, and span.
Spick and span.
Excitement is hard to contain.
Order is returning. Wonder is returning. Someone is returning to Cherry Tree Lane.
Good morning.
The Holy Terror!
Miss Sandra, it's so lovely to meet you at last. I do hope you had a good journey.
It was thoroughly unpleasant. I hardly enjoyed travel. You must be poor George's wife. Your flower beds, they're disgracefully untidy. Take my advice, plant evergreens. Or better still, have nothing there at all. Just a plain cement courtyard.
But dear Miss Sandra, I'm so fond of flowers.
Then you are a very silly woman. Now where did George go?
I'm afraid he had a very urgent appointment.
For which no doubt he was late as usual. It's not much of a house, is it?
We like it.
Then it doesn't take a lot to keep you happy. Look at the dust there and there. Oh, filth!
Well, we are rather short-staffed at the
Hasn't
moment.
anyone ever cleaned those curtains?
Now you wait just a minute!
Ah, you must be the children. Pity, I don't suppose you know who I am.
Yes, we do. You're the Holy Terror.
Impudent boy! You're Jane, I suppose. Why aren't you wearing any stockings?
I don't like them.
Tut! What manners! I can see there's not a minute to lose. These children have been spoiled. I've arrived here just in time. By chance, I brought the punishment that best befits the crime. Brimstone and treacle and cod liver oil, liberal doses of each. These are the treats from which children recoil, the lessons I'm going to teach. Just follow my model, it don't mollycoddle, it may lead the irksome to irk. So seek satisfaction in punitive action. Brimstone and treacle will work. Open.
Does it taste as bad as it smells?
Worse. Do I have to open? Brimstone and treacle and carbolic soap. These are the tools of my trade. With spoonfuls of sugar, you don't have a hope of seeing that changes are made. Where manners are chronic, my tincture's the tonic that's certain to wipe off that smirk. Pour out a ration in matronly fashion. Brimstone and treacle will work. Your son will go to boarding school at once. And as for the girl, I'll take charge of her myself. I won't stand for whining or whinging or whimpering, crying or lying or sobbing or simpering. I fear that it's clear in these two bad habits lie. First threatened to throttle, then uncork the bottle. Brimstone and treacle will work. Now show me my room. Brimstone and treacle will
No, she cannot stay. They will have to dismiss her. You know, I never thought I'd say this, but I'm disappointed.
Truly, I really am. I thought it was her with the umbrella. Oh, come on.
What are we going to do?
The only thing we can do. Run away!
Oh, careful now. Your old friend ain't gonna hurt you.
Oh, Bert, it's just you.
You're filthy.
Well, perhaps a smudge or two. Well, it just so happens today I'm a chimney sweep. Now, what's the matter? Who's after you?
The nastiest nanny in the world.
The nastiest nanny in the world, eh? Well, you two should know. You've been through enough of them. Now, is she really as all bad as all that?
She looks like something that would eat its young.
Miss Andrew was Daddy's nanny.
Which explains a lot.
Poor Daddy. Ever since he stopped working, he just sits and mopes. Mary Poppins used to say he needed our help, but now it's too late.
I wouldn't say that. I'll tell you what. Why not a bit of a shake for good luck?
Why would shaking hands with you bring us good luck?
Hasn't anyone ever told you that it's lucky to shake a sweep's hand?
What do you do if you want some luck?
Well, I shake hands with myself. Now, what do we got here?
Michael, it's a real one. What's the matter? You've always wanted to fly a proper kite?
I've always wanted to fly one with Daddy.
Of course you have. We need to know how it's done. Get some real practice and some training in, and you make him the most proudest father in the whole country.
You really believe that? You're not just saying it.
Did I say the country? The whole bloomin' empire, more like. With tuppence and paper for string, you can have your own set of wings. With your feet on the ground, you're a bird in flight with your fist holding tight to the string of your kite. Oh, let's go fly a kite up to the highest height. Let's go fly a kite and send it soaring up through the atmosphere, up where the air is clear. Oh, let's go fly a kite. Oh, try again.
What's this? We don't allow litter here.
It isn't litter, it's a kite.
Oh, a kite, is it? My word, it is a kite. I haven't flown a kite since I was a boy. Well, let's wind her up, give her a run, and away she'll go.
I want to do it.
But you won't let me help, won't you? Seeing I haven't flown a kite since I was a boy.
Well, all right.
When you're sending up flying up there, all at once you're lighter than air. You can dance on the breeze over houses and trees with your fist holding tight to the string of your kite. Oh, let's go fly a kite up to the highest height. Let's go fly a kite and send it soaring up through the atmosphere, up where the air is clear. Oh, let's go fly a kite. Reel it in.
I can't stop. I'll help.
Here, pull it one more time. You could do it. Come on.
a tin? And where are your coats?
We didn't have time to put them on.
Why not, may I ask?
Because we run away.
Have you indeed?
It's been so awful since you went away. Now Miss Andrews come and Daddy's ruined and we never helped you like you wanted us to.
Aye, but your life's a tragedy. Now let's go home and don't dawdle.
But she's there. She came this morning as a surprise for Daddy.
Did she? Well, maybe I'll be a surprise for her. That was a lovely greeting, Bert.
I mean it, Mary. Welcome. You're a sight for sore eyes.
You really are. Welcome back.
Aren't you gonna shake hands with Bert for good luck?
No.
Why not?
See here, it's against regulations coming from the sky like that. And where from? I like to know where from.
I don't need any luck, thank you. And if I were a park keeper, I would straighten my cap and button my coat.
Illusions may shatter, but memories stay. The things that really matter, I lost on the way. The sovereign, the master, and long may he reign. The famous good for nothing of Cherry Tree Lane.
They'll turn up in no time, ma'am. Let's face it, they've had enough practice.
But they're not being naughty this time. I'm afraid I've made them unhappy. I'm afraid I've made everyone unhappy.
They'll turn up. Don't worry.
George, dear, I know it hurts your pride, dear, but you can't just run and hide, dear. Why can't you see that I'm here and I am on your side? Whenever you spoke of Miss Andrew, you showered the woman with praise. But now since I met dear Miss Andrew, there are one or two things I'd rephrase. To think that you live with the monster and carry that burden through life. If only you could see that you could share it with your wife. Being Mrs. Banks, it's easy to forget the way I felt that summer's day, the day when we first met. Being Mrs. Banks, being kissed by you, a man of dreams which made me feel that wishes could come true. And now, although you're lost, it's time that we close ranks. I'll fight for the man who needs freeing, the real you whom no one is seeing, and I'll find a way of just being Mr.
Perhaps they're all dead. Perhaps she's killed them all. Not like that, you stupid boy.
Well, they're not all dead. What was that?
not a surprise. Trapped in this cage, not free in the skies. For 2 years, how shameful. Yes, of course, that's a field I know well. An hour no longer, your wings will grow strong. Once you are free from this cell.
What kind of bird is it?
A lark. There's a lark in a cage. No problem.
I am going downstairs to fetch Caruso, my lark. You stay there and clean the grate again. So, children, you've decided to come crawling back. Well, I think we know what's needed now. Brimstone and treacle, my favorite liquor. That will make runaways stop. Impudent children respond so much quicker when forced to drink every last drop.
Is this what you're looking for?
Who are you?
I'm Mary Poppins.
Mary Poppins, but you left without notice.
And I've come back without notice.
What do you expect me to do?
Hack.
You insolent young person! How dare you speak to me that way? Silly little girl with your newfangled methods. I bring up children so they know their place. Standing for tradition, I covered my charges.
Mishandled charges blow up in your face.
I brought up their father.
Well, that I don't doubt. You must be so proud of the way he turned out.
A shining example, a pillar,
a post. They all have their problems, but him more than most.
Caruso! My lark! No! Caruso! No! You've let my little lark out of its cage. Now you will bear the full brunt of my rage! Brimstone and treacle for you. Brimstone and treacle
Just a
for you.
spoonful of sugar.
Brimstone and treacle
Just
for
a
you.
spoonful of sugar.
Brimstone and treacle
Just
for
a
you.
spoonful of sugar. I recognize fully that you are a bully who views cruel deeds as a prank. Well, now here's a catch because you've met your match. Brimstone and treacle.
Brimstone and treacle.
Brimstone and
Brimstone and treacle.
Mary Poppins, wherever did you come from?
She came from Michael.
Michael, Jane, oh, thank heaven. But you were very naughty to go running off like that, and I should be as angry as anything, but if I wasn't so pleased to see you. Where's Miss Sandra?
She's gone.
Gone, why?
She didn't give a reason.
How peculiar. So, Mary Poppins, now that you're back, are you gonna stay?
I'll stay as long as necessary, ma'am.
Because the last time you were here, you left without a word of warning. How do I know you won't do it again?
You don't.
Oh. Constable, I'm so sorry I bothered you, but it's quite all right. They're back and...
Not everyone, ma'am.
What?
We found this one wandering in the park. Good night, ma'am.
George.
Where is she?
Miss Andrew? She left.
Left? How?
might have thought we were rude.
Rude? To Miss Andrew? Well, I can't forgive it, but I'll try to forgive it this once. In fact, I would have given you a sixpence if I had one.
George, haven't you noticed Mary Poppins is back?
Is she? Oh, Mary Poppins, I wonder if I might have a word? There is no point to beating about the bush. Things have not gone well for us since you left, and
About
it's...
my wages, sir, if you don't mind, I won't take any just now. I would prefer to let them accrue.
But Mary Poppins, if only you knew how many payments are accruing as it is.
It's all settled then?
It is. Now I must get back to work. Come along, children. Are those the drains acting up, or is that Mrs. Brill's cooking?
Well, they can't expect you to get it right every time. After so many good years of good service, what's the worst that could happen?
Winifred, if I am to be dismissed by the bank, we'll be destitute. The servants will leave, the house will be repossessed, and we'll end up outside with the children sitting on the frosty curbside.
Well, we'll still have what really matters. The children and each other.
You're practically perfect in every way.
I guarantee.
Practically perfect. We hope you'll stay.
Let's wait and see.
Uncanny nannies are hard to find.
Unique yet meek, unspeakably kind.
You're practically perfect.
And yet I'm sure there's still room for improvement. A few days more.
Is that lock is new?
And if it is,
What's inside it?
a portrait.
Whose?
You'll know when the time comes and not a minute before.
You won't leave, will you, Mary Poppins?
I'll stay until the chain breaks. Be careful, Michael. The room's a bit excited to see me back, and you never know what can happen around a fireplace.
Down! What are you doing up here?
Where else would a chimney sweep be? A chimney swept, a secret kept, up here above the gables. Another world to be unfurled. It ain't just myths and fables. The chimney stack looks cold and black against the twilight sky. But never fear, there's warmth up here. Perhaps you'll find out why.
What do I look like? That's better.
The world is awfully big, isn't it?
And what does that tell you?
And we are all awfully small and unimportant.
Speak for yourself.
Not so much us, but our problems. They seem so big down in the nursery, but up here...
That's more like to hear it. Problems never seem so big when you view them from a little higher up. And always remember, there's people to talk to should you need them.
Who?
Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim cheree. Now guardian angels you don't often see. They're not highfalutin, not grand nor aloof. Nah, they're covered in soot and they're up on your roof.
Chim chimney, chim chim cheree.
See? It's true. step in.
Step in time.
We will step in.
Step in time.
Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. We will step in time. The rooftop, step in time. Over the rooftop, step in time. Need a reason, never need a rhyme. Over the rooftop, step in time.
Watch your step in time. Watch your step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Watch your step in time. Kick your knees up, step in time. Kick your knees up, step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Kick your knees up, step in time.
Childhood is a step in time, parenthood's the same.
Never miss a chance to get it right. Don't it seem a perfect crime? Don't it seem a shame?
When the steps aren't going as smoothly as they might.
That's when we step in time. That's when we step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. That's when we step in time. Step in time!
Shout it louder!
Step in time! Step, 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 step. Down the chimney, step in time. Down the chimney, step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Down the chimney, step in time. Back to the nursery, step in time. Back to the nursery, step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Back to the nursery, step in time.
Special delivery?
Special delivery, step in time. Special delivery,
What
step in
is
time.
this? What is all this?
Never need a rhyme. Special delivery, step in time.
Well, time to go. Good night, Governor.
Good night, Governor, step in time. Good night, Governor, step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Good night, Governor, step in time.
Two, go!
Cheerio, Governor.
Not so fast. Upstairs now. Mary Poppins, do you care to explain all of this?
I would like to make one thing clear.
What?
I never explain anything.
It's happened. The chairman wants to see me at closed business tonight.
Tonight? Well, I'm gonna go with you and jolly well give that chairman a piece of my mind.
No, that would only make matters worse. Let's just face it. In just a few hours, I will have joined the ranks of the unemployed.
Oh, George, are you quite sure?
I'm quite sure. So we better start making some plans. In fact, I'm afraid the time has come.
Your mother's face, won't you miss it terribly?
Needs must, my dear. We always said we were saving it for a rainy day. And tomorrow, it looks set to pour.
Oh, George, do be careful. Mrs. Miller, this is a kitchen show. I think you should sit down.
Dinner cooking. No, don't you start! I've opened every window!
I was only going to say it smelled delicious.
The whole world is gone upside down! Oh my God!
Well, I never. So that's where I put them.
What are they?
Stars. Gingerbread stars I hid from my nanny. I always knew I put them where no one would find them. Trouble was, I couldn't find them either.
They're very bright.
Aren't they? Even after all these years.
Here, let me help you.
You know, I used to dream that when I grew up, I learned everything there was to know about the stars. Funny, I haven't thought all about that in years. I'm usually not sentimental.
It's good to look back sometimes.
Is it? I'm not so sure. A man has dreams of walking with giants to carve his niche in the edifice of time before the mortar of his zeal has a chance to congeal. The cup is dashed from his lips. The flame is snuffed a burning. He is brought to rack and ruin in his prime.
Life's a rum go, Governor. And that's the truth.
You know what I think? It's Mary Poppins. From the moment that she stepped into this house, things began to happen to me. My world was calm, well-ordered, exemplary. Then came this person with chaos in her wake. And now my life's ambitions go with one fell blow. It's quite a bitter pill to take. It's that Poppins woman. She's responsible for all of
I
this.
know the very person. What's that thing she's always saying? Just a spoonful of sugar, that is all it takes. It turns bread and water into tea and cakes. A spoonful of sugar goes a long, long way. So have yourself a healthy helping every day.
A healthy helping of trouble, if you ask me.
It's just like you say, Governor. You've got to grind, grind, grind at the grindstone. Though childhood slips like sand through a sieve. And all too soon, they've up and grown, and then they've flown. And it's too late for you to give just that spoonful of sugar to help the medicine go down. The medicine go down. The medicine go down. Well, good luck, Governor.
Thank you, Bert. And good luck to you, too.
We've come to say goodnight.
Oh, all right. Good night.
Daddy, do you remember when we came to the bank?
Yes.
Well, we were each given a sixpence, and we were told to spend them wisely.
Excellent advice. That's exactly what you should do. What did you end up buying with it?
Well, we didn't do anything with them yet, but we've kept them, and we've decided to give them to you. We know it's been difficult for you lately, and we haven't been much help.
So you thought a bit of extra cash might loosen things up a bit.
It's a whole shilling. Good night, Daddy. We do love you, you know.
Thank you. Hey, Jane. Do you remember when you asked me who Neleus's father was?
Yes.
It was Poseidon, king of the seas. Good night.
Mommy, Daddy's really worried, isn't he?
Yes, he is, but always remember that he loves you very much, and that's more important than houses or jobs or anything else.
Will you go to the bank with him?
I wish he'd let me, but he won't. If only there was someone to stand up for him, to take his place, to show what he's truly like on the inside.
Why can't he do that for himself?
Because he's a man, a very proud one.
Then you must go.
I'm just afraid it is impossible.
Why not?
Because I'm a woman.
Mary Poppins says anything is possible if we could only if we could only get out of our own way.
Do you really believe that, Mary Poppins?
Anything can happen if you let it. Things that may seem difficult, but you can bet it doesn't have to be so.
Changes can be made.
You can move a mountain if you use a larger spade.
Anything can happen, it's a marvel.
You can be a butterfly.
Or just stay larval. Stretch your mind beyond fantastic. Dreams are made of strong elastic.
You won't regret it. Anything can happen if you let it.
I wonder. Anything can happen if you let it. You won't know a challenge until you've met it.
No one does it for you.
No one but yourself. Vacillating violets get left up on the shelf. Anything can happen, just imagine.
That should be my epitaph. I wear the badge in honor of this world's free thinkers.
Those who see beyond their blinkers.
Jelly is a jelly
Till you said it. can happen if you let it.
If you reach for the stars, all you get are the stars. But we found a whole new spin. If you reach for the heavens, you get the stars thrown in.
Feed the birds, tuppence a bag, tuppence, tuppence, tuppence a bag. Feed the birds, sir. Only tuppence a bag.
I would take it as a great favor if you would kindly feed them for me.
Tuppence, tuppence, tuppence a bag.
Risking our investments, hedging our bets.
Thanks.
Trading in futures. That's our life.
So how did it happen? You turned out a scheme that was bound to make millions, and we want to know why.
You want to know why? Then I'll tell you. I refused Mr. Von Hustler because his scheme was hollow. It had no product, it had no substance, it had no meaning outside the walls of a bank. And yes, he told me about profits and assets and growth, but there was not a single word about people. And if I know a man that puts any value on real life, then as far as you're concerned, he is a washout. But I'm afraid I do value it, gentlemen. In short, George Banks Esquire has rediscovered the human race. I apologize for ruining the bank, but I do not apologizing for understanding that there are more important things in life than making money.
Ruining the bank, ruining the bank? My dear chap, what are you talking about? Haven't you heard? You've saved our bacon. Bond Hustler's scheme has ruined our rival. You've kept us out of the nastiest scandal ever since records began. We don't want your apologies. We're offering ours.
Oh, my word.
Oh, and one more thing. Do you remember giving a loan to a fellow called Northbrook? Well, he's repaying it and opening up 2 new factories under the percentage you negotiated with him.
Oh, my word.
And that's just it. We just very much hope you just tell us just how you did it. It'd be quite safe with us.
Ho, ho, ho. Give you the word? Give you the word? Oh, I'll give you the word, all right. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. You know the sound of it is something quite atrocious. If you say it loud enough, you'll always sound precocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Oh, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
And Banks, one more thing.
Forgive him. It's not his fault. It's all because of his nanny, Miss Andrews.
The Holy Terror! She taught me everything that I know.
Well, now is your chance to forget it.
That's right. If you want to fight about it, you've come to the right woman.
No. It's all right, darling. It's all right. I haven't lost any money.
Really?
In fact, I've made the bank a fortune.
Really?
Gentlemen, madam, if you please, we still have some business to conduct. Oh, well, George Banks. George Banks? We like to offer you the senior manager with salary at double.
Exactly how much has he made for you?
Triple. Quadruple your present rate.
George, close your mouth. We are not a codfish.
Well,
I accept. But you must understand one thing. From now on, my family comes first.
agreed?
Agreed.
Winifred, I'm afraid I've underestimated you. How could you possibly forgive me?
How can you ask?
It was selfish of me to keep you off the stage. You'll want to go back, and I won't mind if you do.
I loved it, but I found a role I'd much rather prefer, and it's gonna keep me extremely busy for a very long time.
up and raise the curtain. Things that may seem impossible
will soon seem certain. Though at first it may
sound clownish.
see the world more upside downish.
Turn it on its head, then here we'll let it. Anything can happen
If you let it.
If you reach for the stars, all you get are the stars. But we found a whole new spin. If you reach for the heavens, you get the stars thrown in.
There are the stars. I want constellations too.
Do you indeed? I wonder you don't ask for the moon as well. If you reach for the stars, all you get are the stars. But we found a whole new spin. If you reach for the heavens, you get the stars thrown in. Anything can happen if you let it.
Life is out there waiting, so go and get it. Grab it by the collar, seize it by the scruff. Once you started living life, you just can't get enough.
Anything can happen, it's official. You can choose the super or the superficial.
Sallying for the way we're steering, obstacles are disappearing. Don't chase your dreams, you won't regret it. Anything can happen. Anything
can happen.
Oh, Mary Poppins, that was the best yet. To be up there in the stars. Do you think we'll ever go back someday?
Yes, someday.
Will it be soon?
Oh no, not for a very long time. But until then, you can keep an eye on the stars.
But it's your telescope.
So it is. Keep it if you like, it's a present.
Thank you. I love you, Mary Poppins.
You're a fine boy, Michael Banks, and one day you'll be a fine man.
Oh, Mary Poppins, it makes me so anxious when you talk like that.
Like what?
All kind and sweet and not a bit like you. Be cross, Mary Poppins. Do be cross again.
Is that the thanks I get for all the trouble that I've taken?
That's more like it.
That's dainty, Bert.
They're yours, Mary. I painted them just for you. It's tonight, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Well, goodbye then.
Goodbye, Bert. Look after yourself. Bittersweet when you know the task at hand is finally done. practically perfect. And I hope it remains so.
What's happened? Something's changed. Where's Mary Poppins?
She left a note.
What
Oh,
did it
look,
say?
it's her locket. Oh, the chain's broken. And she's left a note, too. Michael had the telescope, so this is for you. It's a picture of the three of us.
With lots of love, Mary Poppins.
She's gone.
Gone? How peculiar.
Oh, I'm sure she'll be back. But what do you think of this?
Oh, it's the best I've ever seen.
Could we fly together?
Oh, Daddy!
Daddy, Mary Poppins won't be coming back. She's gone forever.
My dear, how could you say such a thing?
Well, because we don't need her anymore, and other families will. Won't they, Daddy?
I'm sure they will.
I wonder if she's right, George. And we really could do without a nanny from now on. What do you think?
I think you better come and dance with me.
George, this is serious.
Is that a shooting star?
You can use my telescope.
I was right. Wish on it, children. My dearest love.
We won't forget you, Mary Poppins.
We will never forget. Actually, it's like the one in the park.
It is. Just because we have a dose